The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning, nation. How y'all feeling on this Humpback Wednesday? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is another episode of Good Morning Raider Nation live podcast right here on Raiders Allegiance with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, y'all thought I wasn't going to make it, huh? I rushed my ass home. I didn't even get to get my beer. You know, I was like, shit, I got to get to them so I don't be late. You know what I mean? But I'm here. I'm clean. I just got out the shower, but I had to jump in that motherfucker real quick. Hey, it's about to be hot out here in Vegas like a son of a bitch. Sunday, they saying it's going to be 119 degrees. Boy, I tell you, if y'all see a dark-skinned motherfucker here next Monday morning, it's me. I just got a little tan. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got my guy Dark in the building, man. Tops to you. Thank you for being here. NorCal Raider Jesse's in the building. For real, for real. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got Robert Pena in the house, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Holly, how you doing, Holly? Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Good to have you in here. Yes, indeed. Eugene Powell, my dude, Tops. Yes, sir. Ozzy in the building, man, all the way from the land down under. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, man, for real, for real. Let's see who else we got in the building. I didn't even send no link out, so whoever pop up, just pop up. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. Running late. It wasn't running late. I got off at like I said, I don't get off till 6 for these next. I got 2 more days of this shit, and then it's back to being regular. Friday, you guys, the Dirty Lunatic show will once again move over to 12:30 a.m. That Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, late Friday night. But yeah, but it's on and cracking. Don't trip. There will be a Dirty Lunatic show Friday night or early Saturday morning, 12:30 a.m. is when it will be, and the Saturday night show will be at regular time, 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern. So we all good. Shout out to who else we got out there? We got Robert Pena. I said you again. You know what I mean? I thought I just seen somebody that I just missed. No, I'm tripping. JB on the good foot, man. Tops to you. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Who did I thought I seen? I'm up here reading the chat and talking at the same freaking fracking time. Tony Shefford in the building, man. Tops to you. Yes, sir. I got Eugene. I got Tony. I got Robert. I got NorCal. I got Dark. I got Holly. Like I said, we 12 deep. That's because I didn't send no links out to the Facebook Raider groups, which I'm a member of a shitload of them. You know what I mean? And I be posting in there every day, and they be sending me, hey, thank you for posting to the group. I'm like, I do this shit every day, bruh. Trying to get as many people to jump on a board as possible. Right now, as we stand, we are. Did somebody say my name? No, not Stan. Stand with a D. Oh, my bad. Right now, as we stand, we are at 1,198 subscribers. We are 2 away from 1,200. We're still climbing, y'all. I just remember wasn't that long ago we hit 1,000 and we did the giveaway. We on top 2 more hundred and didn't even have to buy them. You know what I mean? Didn't even have to buy them. Just all natural. Natural raw. You feel me? So, hey, shout out to you guys, man. Rocking with me every morning, man. Like I said, I try to stay consistent. Every now and then I do need to take my break. Not because I'm tired of doing this, because, you know what I mean, they got me working like a son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like I said, these next 3 days, I got 12-hour shifts I'm putting in. As soon as I get off at 6:30, I rush home, and I'm on the podcast from 7 to 8. Then I try to jump in bed and try to get up at like 2, at least try to get 6 hours of sleep. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I never got 8 hours any damn way, but I try to get as much as I can. But I usually wake up before 2 any damn way. I'll get up about 1 and just lay in my bed going through my phone, checking emails and shit. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I ain't complaining. I love this shit. Okay. Now as far as the Raiders go, something very interesting that the Raiders YouTube channel put out the day before yesterday. Now, yesterday we were talking about Garoppolo, his injuries, stop buying into it. And the NFL, not the NFL, but the Raiders YouTube channel posted a short video the day, not yesterday's video they posted, but the day before. They posted something very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting. Like it comes out of the outsiders as well as certain content creators that's throwing that narrative out there about, oh, Jimmy G, he won't be ready for the season. They put something out there very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm gonna play that video for y'all. And we're gonna bust it down. Because it was very interesting what they did. You know what I mean? Shit, the last time I had 8 hours sleep. Shit, let me think. Actually, it is Saturday night or early Sunday morning. You know what I mean? Because like, since I don't work on Saturdays, but I do the Dirty Lunatic show, but the Dirty Lunatic, even if we end at 2, it beats me going into work, getting off at 5. You feel me? So even if I get off the show at 2 and then go to bed, which I usually don't do straight ahead, but I might fall asleep because Saturday night I get to watch a UFC boxing and I can knock down a 12-pack of Corona like it ain't shit. Like it ain't shit. You know what I mean? But I only do that shit on Saturdays. That's me and my son thing, watching these boxing matches in UFC together. So I go get my Corona and bam, bam. And then usually after the UFC, around 9, 10, close to 10, depending on when they start and where the fight is at in the world, then I can get ready to transition over and do the Dirty Lunatic show. This past Saturday, I tried to get on Ben's Black Saturday, but my fucking internet went to acting ass. I think it has something to do with this heat, bruh. Because when it get hot out here, my internet get to tweaking for real. And I'm afraid this weekend, like I said, we're about to hit 119, 118, 118 these next few days going into the next week from Sunday. So I God knows what the temperature going to go if it goes above 119. I know what. I ask God for forgiveness for all my sins because I'm telling you, this is hell. This is hell. Okay, let me get to this video real quick. It's interesting what the Raiders put out there. You know what I mean? Like they kind of like tease them with, you know what I mean? Like giving them more content to be like, oh, Jimmy G. They're kind of like poking fingers at that. I noticed this shit. I'm like, okay, they know Jimmy G is gonna be healthy when it's time to go. They know this. But they throwing out some shit out there to fuck with the people who keep saying, oh no, he's not gonna make it for, stop. That's right, Dark. Hey, y'all, please subscribe, man. We are 2 away from 1,200, and we're steady growing. We're steady growing, man. That shit ain't gonna stop, because I ain't gonna stop. Let me see. Let me find this Raider content. And then there's some more information, more news out there, or rumored news that people giving me heads up on about Josh Jacobs. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Okay, Raiders, where the fuck are you? Raiders, come out and play, you bitch. You bitch, you. All right. I'm about to play this shit, man, and y'all gonna see for yourselves. We're gonna bust this shit down. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, it's about to be, it's saying 119 Sunday. And then after that is 118. Hold on, let me double check again. Actually, yeah, 119 is the highest. But Saturday, I told my son, bring your shorts, man, because we're going to probably go swimming. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to no water park because you be in that exposed sun. I'll burn like a motherfucker. You know, you get some of that spray, that, what's the shit you put on to protect you from getting sunburn? And that shit'll eat overtime, wash off. Yeah, Saturday's gonna be 117, 119 Sunday, 118 Monday, 116 on Tuesday. So Sunday is gonna be 119 and I gotta go to fucking work. You know what I mean? But I can handle the heat. Like, I'm only gonna be out there for 20 minutes until I make it to work. And then, like, in the break room at work, they got that motherfucker AC on fucking Snow-Capped Mountain. You feel me? All right. So let me get to this shit real quick, man, before I lose track. Where the fuck is your shorts? What, the shorts that I'm wearing on my pants? No, staying out them shorts. The short videos. Oh, my bad. I was gonna say, because my shorts got boo-boo stains in them. You nasty, bruh. You need to start washing your ass. I do. How? Motherfucker, you a puppet. I take a dust bath. You take a fucking dust bath. I'm gonna play this shit. I hope y'all can hear it on me. Take the. Hold on, is this a new video? This is a new one, ain't it? Alright, hold on real quick, y'all. That ain't it. Let me see, which one is this one? Hold on, we about to get, I'm telling you, they poking fun at people. Raider Goon in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Okay, I'm gonna play this shit for you guys. Here, let me turn down let me know if you can hear the volume. My bad, y'all. I had the mute on. I had the mute on. Okay, let's try this again. Let me know if you can hear the video play, okay? My bad. I had the mute. See, automatically when I lose signal, the mute comes on. You know what I mean? So I went in and changed my connection from Ethernet to Wi-Fi to get a better connection, which it looks like it's better, but it's on now. So I'm gonna play this video again. Let me know if you can hear the video, not me. Don't worry about me. I need the video to be able to be picked up through this mic. So let's try it again. Can y'all hear that?
Coming off OTAs, getting you ready for what the future of this offseason looks like, and we'll get you ready for the start of the upcoming season for the Silver and Black.
It's a long process. It's a tedious process. And, we felt very prepared for the test.
Can y'all hear the video? Okay, I'm good. Okay, we're going to watch it again from the beginning. Now, I want you to guys... Here, let me see if I can blow this shit up a little bit. Because they're going to show you some little shit up in there to kind of like jab at these motherfucking naysayers. But listen to also the shit in the background, too. They're going to be repeating some of the newsworthy articles about Garoppolo. And it's like they making fun of these fools. Like, wait till they see him out there in the field with his helmet and shit on. You know what I mean? That's what I took from it. So, you said turn it up a little? Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this mic by the speaker. All right, so here we go.
They have 12 draft picks coming up.
See, now you hear that part. They says the Las Vegas Raiders find themselves in a pickle. That was referring to back when the foot reevaluated coming from the Niners that they wanted him to get surgery on it to clean it up, and now they had to redo the contract. So that was what Glazer, I think dude name is Glazer, that reported on that, where he said the Raiders find themselves in a pickle. But look on the screen. They're also poking fun by having. Look, that's the article about Jimmy G and his foot.
You have to feel like no matter what report is out there, no matter what you're...
See, talk about the injury and redoing the contract. See, and this is the Raiders putting this out. So it's kind of like they're poking fun at people, like, you know what I mean? Putting that headline back out there again, like, we're going to give them this. So when camp open up and they see Garoppolo out there, see, they know this. They just put this video out 2 days ago. You know what I mean? 2 days ago. So, okay, there's a lag in the video. Well, I'm going to explain it. So, what basically we got going on here is the Raiders are poking fun at the people, the naysayers. Like they're teasing them. You know what I mean? Because in this little short-ass video, this is what you're hearing in the background. You're hearing Glazer talk about, oh, the Raiders have found themselves in a pickle, referring to Garoppolo's foot having to get surgery, and then they had to, on the day he was supposed to be announced his signing, they had to be late with it because they had to redo the contract to protect the team in case he didn't pass a physical. Why is the Raiders putting all this out 2 days ago? It's kind of like they're poking fun. You know, remember when this happened? You know what I mean? And not without saying that he's healthy. Without even telling nobody he's healthy and he's going to be there. This is the way that they're teasing folks. Because why would they put out, they're not going to leak any information if it's continuing that, oh, he's not going to make it in time for the season. Why would they put this out? Like I said, they just released this a couple of days ago. So it's kind of like they throwing it out there just to refresh the haters and the naysayers, you know what I mean, memory. Yeah, you remember when this hit the news and y'all said what y'all said? Jimmy G ain't going to make it back. He ain't going to be healthy in time for the season. Motherfucker's going to be 6 months after the fact he had surgery. You feel me? Shit, ain't the Wi-Fi, hey, the motherfucker, that's just Cox, bro. I ain't got shit to do with it. These motherfuckers just always been like that. And like I said, I think it has to do with the heat. Because every time it get hot, my internet be tripping. You know what I mean? So, fuck, it is what it is. I could transfer it over to my hotspot. It's still, hey, it's messing up on your guys' end? Let me get this motherfucking video off here. Is there still a lag? Here, let me fucking I be hating this shit, dog. I swear to God I do. Get off my motherfucking phone, blood. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna switch this motherfucker. Where is my shit? There we go, right there. Bam. So I gotta turn that off and then do this. All right. So let me go ahead and see if this shit works. Switch to another internet. Fuck. Cox suck cocks. You know that? Y'all really suck cocks. Alright. So I'm connecting to my hotspot on my phone, which that's a damn. Hey, hold on, let me get rid of this shit real quick. Shit, I don't think that motherfucking shit. Okay, how we sounding right now, y'all? We good? We good? All right, I hope we good. I hope we good. All right, so let me turn this motherfucker off. Come on, bitch. All right, we shut that down. Everything closed. Everything is closed. Okay, so it's like they're throwing shit out there to make fun. It's lagging now again, and I just switched my shit. All right, yeah, it's just, I guess it's just a connection where I'm at. Oh, I'm good now. All right, so with the Raiders pushing this video out a couple of days ago, it's kind of like they're teasing the people that were saying that Garoppolo won't be healthy and start panicking like, what we gonna do if he ain't healthy? Now the worst thing you can do, and this is my opinion, do not put Aiden O'Connell out there. He's not ready to be a starter. Not in this offense. Come on, bruh. As many times every fucking player that plays in this offense states, you can't just, what did Devontae Adams say? You can't just bring anybody off the street and throw them in this offense and think they're going to hit the ground running. It ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? So why would you think a rookie will come in here and be a starter in this? If Aiden did become a starter, you would have to taper back the playbook. You would not be able to open that playbook up because he's not going to fully grasp everything out of it in just a fucking voluntary workout. You just because you got information, oh, he looked good. Yeah, you can judge his throws, but in this offense, there's baby steps. Hoyer will be the backup, hands down. And the odd man out, what it looks like right now, Garbers. You see the picture they posted with the three quarterbacks of Hoyer, Garoppolo, and O'Connell? Garbers wasn't in that, and there wasn't no four quarterbacks in that picture. And no team carries four quarterbacks. They're very seldom going to carry three. But in this case, we will carry three because Aiden O'Connell is under development. Garbers, he will be practice squad again. But from what I'm saying, Aiden O'Connell is not ready, nor will he be ready at the start of the season. Exactly. He will not be a starter, bruh. This is he's our long-term project. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you got two cars, but one, you're going ahead and you're redoing it. You're refurbishing your old 65 Mustang. You know what I mean? You got to go find the bumpers and get all, you know what I mean? Get the chrome done. But right now, we gonna drive this motherfucking soccer mom minivan. You know what I mean? Until it's time we gonna pull out baby girl, that Mustang, that 6.5 on their ass once she's complete and ready. Well, O'Connell is our 65 Mustang. He still got some rust spots on the chrome, and some dents you got to pull. But all in all, we know what needs to be done. We know what needs to be installed. And once we're done, we're going to go ahead and take him out for a ride on the strip. You feel me? You don't have to rush him. You got Garoppolo for 3 years. Garoppolo will be ready to play game 1 of week 1. They wouldn't be putting this video out if he wasn't, bruh. They're poking fun at these motherfuckers. I told y'all that shit. I told y'all that it's just too much time for him to have to, for the team to worry about if he's going to be ready, for him not to be ready. You know what I mean? Like March is when free agency opened and he had surgery. And right now we're literally going to be in the middle of July this weekend. 2 weeks left in this month with them reporting at the end of this month. And then you got August, which is preseason. You only got 3 preseason games. I'm telling you, Garoppolo's going to be ready, bro. I don't know why motherfuckers. And then I went and watched this one dude's channel. I always go through Raider content on YouTube just to get differences, opinions, and, you know what I mean, to see if they a dumbass or not. And the one dude was like, he kept saying that this motherfucker broke his leg. Like, oh, well, Garoppolo broke his leg. And I'm like, bro, who you getting your information from? He did not break his leg, man. It was his fucking foot. I even showed the video of the game that had happened when he got double teamed because that weak ass offensive line that the Niners got sucked donkey balls and caused the injury. One dude came off the edge untouched. The other dude beat his man. Oh my God, and got around him and made it to Garoppolo. It is what it is. That's why I said, is it Garoppolo's fault that he keep getting hurt? Is he injury prone? Or does the 49ers offensive line and just the way they just put people out there to get hurt, is it their fault? You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, man, hey, y'all don't have no worries, bruh. Stop letting these motherfuckers worry you on some shit that they guessing. You know what I mean? They just guessing. Yeah, with Mahomes, huh? You groom him. I'm telling. That's what you're not going to install him because see, this is what also lets me know that for one, the Raiders ain't just going to kick back and wait for O'Connell to be ready, and 2, they are still trying to win now. Now people say, well, how they trying to win now? It's a rebuild, bruh. The only thing that got rebuilt was the defensive side of the ball. Do you blame them? What was we ranked on defense last year? 29th out of 32? So you better, if you rank 29th, bro, there's a lot of fixing that need to be done on that side of the ball. Offense was ranked 13th or 12th. 12th, huh? Yeah, they had the 12th ranked offense because they averaged 40 or 23.3 points a game. They were the 12th in the league in scoring, overall offense. So that lets me know, the offense don't really need to be touched. But the things that they went in and fixed the offense on because we sucked ass in the red zone. We were horrible in the red zone. Horrible. So Carr was horrible. Go look at Carr's stats in the red zone. Not too good. Not too good. Now, was it a combination of him not being good in the red zone or the lack of targets to target in the red zone? Could be a little of both. Thus, showing you why they went out and signed not just 2 tight ends, they drafted a 3rd. So you bring in 3 new tight ends, right? And you change quarterbacks with somebody that knows the system, that fits the system. And you go get you a number 2 wide receiver that knows the system as well. Efficient in the red zone. No matter what you want to compare Carr to Garoppolo factual, they said is 5th all time in red zone efficiency. 5th all time. Not 5th last year in 2022. Not 5th in 2021. Not 5th in 2020. But 5th all time. As long as the league has been existing. He's 5th all time in the red zone. How do you cure your woes in the red zone? By going getting the 5th all time efficient player in the red zone. Okay, now that alone won't change a lot of shit. It'll give you a better opportunity. So what else do? You go out and get weapons that are also efficient in the red zone. The kind of tight end that Mayer is, do you think he'll be efficient in the red zone? Yes. Do you think Jacoby Myers will be efficient in the red zone? Yes. Devontae Adams? Yes. See? That's how you correct it. So now you can go from 23.3 points a game. You might get somewhere in the early 30s. Not 30 exact. I say about you possibly with how we were in the red zone last year, we left points on the board, man, on the field for real. We left a shitload of points. How many times did we go down there and couldn't get a touchdown and had to rely on field goals? So for every 2 field goals we kicked, that was a potential touchdown or 2 touchdowns. So you took 6 points over 14. That's a big difference in differential when it comes to scoring in this league, especially when you lost 6 games by a touchdown or less. You know what I mean? That that difference between 2 field goals to possibly 2 touchdowns, that's a big difference. 14 compared to 6 points, that's an 8-point difference. We lost 6 by 7. So 8 points automatically would have gave you the game. You would have won that game. You feel me? Raiders content salute. Salute to you. Alfredo, the boss with the sauce, tops to you, man. Well, Rafa is in the building, man. Tops to you, man. I didn't see you, my brother. Willie Wayne in the building. Salute to you guys. So, yes, I think the small deficiencies on offense, they went out and corrected. Now, you have other pieces that's waiting in line, just in case of Illuminor. See, like I said, here's Illuminor. The big knock on Illuminor, and we went over this, I grabbed the stats for you, was his penalties. Now, Illuminor had 10 penalties on the season last year. But here's the mind-blowing aspect of that. Out of the 10 penalties that Illuminor by himself accumulated during last season, 6 of those penalties were false starts. That's mental error. That can be easily corrected. Just motherfucker don't move until the ball snap. So 6 of those penalties were false starts. If you correct that, now you're down to only 4 penalties on the season, which you had one of them were illegal receiver downfield or something for him. You know what I mean? He got a penalty for that. He got a couple of holdings. But like I said, I'm not mad at the holding calls if those holding calls prevented a possible injury to your quarterback because you got beat. Sometimes you're going to get beat. I mean, it's just the NFL is the best of the best. You're going to have some of the best pass rushers ever to suit up in the NFL. You got to go man-to-man with these cats. Sometimes they're going to get the best of you. Sometimes you're going to get the best of them. But in those cases where they get the best of you, do not allow your quarterback to take a blind shot and put him out with injury. You know what I mean? So sometimes, take the penalty, take the holding penalty. I'd rather take a hold penalty and my quarterback is still healthy to live another down rather than him getting hurt like Carr did against Indianapolis that year when he broke his leg. You know what I mean? When we went to the playoffs and lost that shit. We had promised that year. Don't let your team crash land like that. If you got to hold him to keep that motherfucker from hurting your quarterback and making shit really ugly, hold. I don't care. Hold. Protect your quarterback by all costs. But those mental errors, those false starts, those 6 false starts that you had, horrible. And he only gave up 3 sacks. Illuminor, that's one thing he got penalties, but he only gave up 3 sacks. Now you look at Alex Bars at right guard, he gave up 6, I think, was it 6 sacks? That's why I said Mutai is going to beat him out. The guard that we got from Denver, I'm looking forward to him beating out Bars, and I don't think Bars makes the team. He's a liability. 6 sacks, that's not singly. You gave up 6 by yourself? No. Especially at the guard position, bruh, where you got a center to your left and you got a fucking tackle to your right, and you still gave up 6 sacks. Bars gone, bruh. I told people that. Bars is gone, Mutai is in there, but the long-term projection project is probably most likely going to be Curtis. Mick, what's his name? Curtis, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I think that's their project long term for the guard. And I think tackle is going to be Wagner. That's their project for your future starters. Because Bars and Illuminor only have 1-year deals. So after this year, they are free agents, and I think they're just there because, yes, they do have 1 year in the system under their belt. And now to give them a year to go ahead and coach these young guys up to be able to come and take over. But Mutai, veteran, been in the league, comes in. He will start at guard. I think this year he has that starting position locked up. I think Bars is done. Because behind Mutai, you got to put Curtis in there to let him get his burn this season. He has to get his run. That's the only way you're going to coach a rookie. You got to let him go out there at times, get his feet wet. You're going to make a couple of mistakes, but learn from it and coach him up from those mistakes. Because I see those 2 big monsters, bruh, that's going to come in handy for us. We know Connor ain't the most mobile quarterback, so you want to give him as much time in the pocket as you can. And with what you call it at left tackle, you got these next 2 monsters that's just as big. Now your line is starting to shape up. Now your line is starting to shape up with monsters to help in the run game and pass protection. These are some big girthy dudes. You know what I mean? So that's my forecast. I'm just saying that's what I see happening. You know, Bars is gone. Mutai starting at guard. Illuminor is going to stay there at right tackle. But I think this is it for him. I think if Bars makes the team by some way, somehow, you know what I mean? It's only going to be for that 1-year deal he signed with us for. Illuminor the same way. They got guys in waiting that they went out there and purposely spent over $200,000 to get them here as undrafteds to outbid any other team that wanted their service. You only outbid other teams because you have high hopes and intentions of keeping these guys on, and they won't make it to this practice squad. You do not put Curtis or Wagner on the practice squad. They will. You know how often offensive linemen get hurt? Like how many times did we change up our lineup last year? Was it 16 different lineups offensively because of the injuries on the offensive line? So other teams are going to go through the same thing. And in desperation, they're going to scour everybody's practice squad, and they're going to go grab somebody that's unprotected and add them to their 53. You do not risk that. You don't spend almost $500,000 on 2 undrafteds just to give them away off your practice squad. You put them on the 53. You know what I mean? You got to give them some burn. You got to get them out there and get some PT. If these guys are in development and your plan is to make these guys the future offensive linemen that we need, they got to start now. Not as starters. Like I said, I never liked rookie starters on the offensive line. Just because, like I said, you're going to have to fuck up to learn. That it just is what it is. You're going to have to burn your hand on the stove to figure out that shit is hot. You know what I mean? And you got to let them do that. You got to let them figure things out, work through the mistakes to get better. But you don't do that as a starter. You let them come in, a play here, a series there. You know what I mean? In case somebody get hurt, you need them, as backup. But preseason, you really let them hit the ground running this preseason. Let these guys get their burn. And then we can go ahead and start analyzing and engaging them against other NFL quality defensive players just to really see where they are in their development. You feel me? But that's what I see happening. Shout out to the 27 watching, please. If you have not done so, please, I ask you guys, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Hit that like, man. We are 2 away from 1,200, man. Thank each and every one of you guys for supporting the channel, being here every weekday morning while we here. You know what I mean? Talking good Raiders shit. You feel me? I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. For real, for real. When I hit the lottery, I'm going to throw a party. I'm going to have all you guys fly out, and there's going to be free tacos and bitches. No, let me quit. Hey, I'm just joking. There ain't gonna be no tacos. No, let me quit. What? First on your baby mama bucket? On my bucket list? Oh, no. I'm gonna have to, bitch, I need a DNA test because this motherfucker trying to knock down people's baby mamas. Hey, you know what? Carr probably did walk into it because I seen some bad decisions on his behalf as well. He struggled in the offense. You know what I mean? He struggled in the offense decision-wise and red zone. Red zone, like I said, I gives a fuck about your stats between the 20s. What are your stats when we need to... You need to score points to win. You don't need yards to win. You don't be like, oh, well, I threw for 5,000 yards this season and won 6 games. You know what I mean? I'd rather say, hey, I was... 75% effective or efficient in the red zone and we won 12 games. That's what I want. Like, I'll give you a good example. And it's again about a team that we fucking hate. And old dickhead Kelsey. Remember when Kelsey and them played us last year? And Kelsey had 20 yards receiving, but that motherfucker scored 4 touchdowns? That's what I'm saying this team needs to do. Fuck the yards. Get me the points. Get me the points. Because that's what wins games is the points. You have to outscore your opponent, not out-throw it, out-rush. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nice to eat the clock, but why eat the clock and you don't score? Now y'all still at 0-0. So, you know what I mean? Let me go through your chats, but I need to start Raiders let's see. Content year 1. Raiders offensive line, top 10 in pass blocking. That was true. I went back and watched some footage of the offensive line with Carr in it. And this is the one thing I noticed about Carr in that offense. And then I went and looked at Garoppolo in New England's offense. Fuck the Niners offense. Fuck that. I want to see what he looked like in what we do. And the one thing that I noticed is that, well, we all know that Carr led the league with most time in the pocket because he held the ball too long. You know what I mean? He held the ball too long. His decision-making wasn't crisp, wasn't quick. And when I went back and watched Garoppolo in the same offense in New England, the ball was out of his hands. Now, there was times that he had to, on the cuff, scramble and make plays. You know what I mean? But you seen he had that clock in his head, the shift, move forward, move up in the pocket, move to the right, move to the left. You know what I mean? Depending on where the pressure was coming from. But I guarantee you, if I go back, you know what? That's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go look at the time in the pocket for Carr in the system compared to Garoppolo in the system. But from what I seen, Carr held the ball a little too long. So that's why the numbers kind of fool you like, oh, well, shit. That's because the offensive line gave him that time. But at the same time, how long do you think your offensive lineman can protect you? They can't give you 5 seconds of fucking time every snap. You know what I mean? Let alone 4 seconds of holding the ball and not throwing it. You know what I mean? You're asking too much of them. They should only have to be engaged enough for you to throw that ball and that, you know what I mean? Go through your reads and bam, make the right play. Not sit there and try to figure, oh, am I supposed to go here or there? That's what it kind of showed me with Carr. He was kind of frantic at times. Like, he was kind of panicking. It's kind of like, I'm gonna give you a good example what Carr remind me of in the pocket list last season. He remind me of you know those games where there's a timer? Like you ever see these like on the streets on TikTok and shit, the guys will say, okay, you got 10 seconds to answer these questions. What's the capital of Wyoming? What's the capital of, you know what I mean? And how many is in a baker dozen? And you like, you so frantic on the time that you really can't concentrate on the play. And that's what Carr kind of like, he knew he had the ball too long, but it's like he kind of like so focused on the time rather than focus on making the play. Where Garoppolo, like, he identified his target and boom, it was gone. The ball was gone. And it was like a lot of, shorter passes, but a lot of that shit, I can see him going to Tucker over the middle because a lot of them was them slot receivers over the middle. Tight ends as well. I just envision Mayer and Tucker and Philip Dorsett and Carter. And I was, like, okay, bruh, if you play like that in this system, like you've done once before, with the weapons you have around you, it's going to be a long day for defenses. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers tapping their helmet to come out for a breather because we going to be relentless. We just going to just wave after wave after wave, bro. We got weapons like that. It's been a long time since we've been deep. Look at our tight end group. You know what I mean? Look at our running back group. Look at our wide receiver group. It's like, that's one thing they did address on offensive was the depth, bruh. We were so thin. Thin as a Mickey Ficky. You feel me? But they went and addressed that now. Let's see. And you kind of and insinuate that the pieces they did go out and get were perfect additions for what we are doing on offense. That's why you go get former Patriots who play, and it's not the fact that they're former Patriots. See, that's another twist that people keep throwing that narrative out there. Well, former Patriots. They weren't brought in here because they were former Patriots. They were brought in here because they were former players in this system. Because if New England never, ever continued with this system, or if, say, for instance, this offensive system wasn't in New England for the past 10 years. Say that they got rid of that system and add something else. You're not going to grab players just because they were Patriots. You're going to grab them like, oh, no, they ain't played in this system. You're not grabbing a former Patriot who never been in the system. None of these ex-Patriot players that we went out and got, notice this, none of them, I mean zero, are players that never been in the system that McDaniels is running with us. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't go get players that were just with New England for last year when McDaniels wasn't there anymore. And you got to look at it like this. Is New England running the same thing McDaniels is running now? No. You know what I mean? You'll be wrong. You're wrong. The good stuff. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. No, you would be wrong. You would be incorrect. You feel me? See? And that's the stat right there. Bucket list. That's all I'm gonna say. You ain't fucking my baby mama. I can't even fuck no more. So you sure the fuck ain't. Now let me quit. Carr was dead last in the red zone over the last 2 seasons. So it can't just all be Josh McDaniels in, because the season before last, it was a combination of Gruden and Bisaccia. Like I said, it's just not his strength. And people want to say, oh, I don't think, even these on ESPN and Bleacher Report, all that, I don't think it's an upgrade from Carr to Garoppolo. I did watch one show, and they said exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. They said, I don't think Garoppolo's better than Carr. I think Carr's a better quarterback, but Garoppolo is better in this system. And that's what I've been saying. I said, man, we've been looking at this wrong. Stop comparing individual to individual. Start comparing the individuals in this system. Compare those numbers. And Garoppolo was way more efficient in the red zone than Carr is. Like, he produces touchdowns. That's the difference. And that's what I think that kicked our ass last year in a lot of these close games. Our red zone was atrocious. Need I say more? Atrocious. I was just flabbergasted at the atrociousness of the inefficient ass quarterback play in the red zone last year. You feel me? Daryl Bruce, top of the morning to you. Thank you for being here. So yeah, man, hey, if that's a true stat, bro, there it is right there. And see, back to what I was saying about the proof of the Raiders trying to win now. That's the only reason why you go get former players in the system that you're running now. And none of these guys they went out and got are like at the end of their prime. All these players we went and got in free agency are all in their prime, 25, 26 years old. So don't say they went out and just got older guys to teach the young dudes we drafted. No, these guys are given opportunity as well as getting another contract. If it's a short-term 1-year deal, they're getting an opportunity to re-up if they produce, which they're betting on the fact that they have knowledge of the system to do such. See, the rookies are on a rookie contract regardless. That's rookie money. I'm not tripping off the rookie money. You know what I mean? You're going to need the depth anyway, so why not have the rookies on the back end while you have veterans in their prime still starting? That lets you know you're trying to win now. If you got guys in their prime starting that were formerly in this system, that lets me know you're trying to score points this year because the offense is going to have to score to win games until that young. See, the defense is young. Defense is young. Offense, the Trey Tuckers, the Mayers, hey, bro, they're young. And if you have to go and put a rookie lineman in, offensive lineman, now that's some more stuff you're gonna have to wait to develop. So you're gonna have some guys on there like you don't want them out there, but they're the veterans with the knowledge of the system. Now, for people, and we talked about this before too, for people to try to knock this team and say that they doubt we do better than we did last year, like there's no improvement. I don't understand how is that possible when you got 1 year under your belt in the system. It ain't like you're starting off this year not knowing where you're supposed to be and what your job is. I don't understand that one. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. The only thing that points to is haters. That's what they are. They're haters. They don't want us to succeed. You know what I mean? They're hoping that we are worse. But you know the scary fact of the matter is, the flip side of that, if we're way better than last year, like runaway train, catch everybody by surprise. And this, I'm telling you, in history, this is the kind of team that sneaks up on you and do more than what is expected. Why? This is why. Because when you got ESPN and all these other and some of these content creators that bash their own team and the ESPN bashing the Raiders saying, oh, they're not going to be better, they're only going to win 6 games, you're going to get players from other teams that feed into that shit as well. So they're going to believe that shit too. They're going to drink the Kool-Aid as well. All the Raiders is trash. So what happens when they face us? They're going to underestimate us. And the one key thing you never do is never underestimate anyone. And I think we're going to squeeze out some wins because of that shit. They're going to come in and they're going to keep hearing the rhetoric. Oh, the Raiders is not better than last year. Oh, we're still out to lunch. We got to figure out if these draft picks are any good. Did they make the right free agent signings? Is Josh McDaniels on the hot seat? We're going to hear this shit. But the players of these other teams, you know they're going to hear it too. Especially the people in our division, come on now. You know, when they get interviewed by somebody, you know they're going to ask about all the other teams in our division that they got to face. Just like I went on Twitter yesterday and a Donkey fan was watching video of Judy running some old weak ass routes, you know, shaking the dude, and the reply that dude said was, I can't wait for Judy to do this to the Raiders cornerbacks. That's what this motherfucker said. They're so worried about us because, you know, they got swept, so they're in their feelings. But I mean, even the people that got swept by us thinking last year was an anomaly. That didn't, bro. That was luck. They swept us luck. That was luck. We got Sean Payton now. They ain't gonna sweep us no more. You know, hey, underestimate the Raiders if you want to, because the fact of the matter is they got talent on the team. Now, do they have elite top tier talent? They got a couple of pieces that's like that, and then some rookies that we're hoping to develop into that. But the one thing that I see that we do have this year that I think we've been lacking a long time, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like the unity and the common denominator of every player as far as being a hard worker, loving the game, and being intelligent is the common theme on this team. These are teams that usually like, hey, nobody give us a chance, y'all. In the huddle, nobody gives us a chance to win this game. So what we gonna do, y'all? We gonna win this game. When you underestimate somebody, they gonna catch your ass slipping. You gonna get caught slipping, especially if they got the team focus, chemistry, and mindset to move as one, to go out there and put it together. And hey, watch. I think Kansas City in trouble this year. Last year, Kansas City wasn't just boo-bopping us. You know, we had them shook. Max Crosby had them shook. And he was a one-man wrecking crew, sacking Mahomo. But now you add Tyree Wilson. Now you add Tyree Wilson, and now you get a Chandler that came in lighter, trying to get his mojo back. But if he don't get his mojo back, we got players that can come in and help. You know what I mean? We got some defensive tackles to add depth now. We got defensive ends as well. You bring Tillery back. I love that move, because when Tillery was in games, what did Chandler Jones look like? He looked like a different player than what we were used to this season, not producing. So you play around with your defensive front. What if you throw, say for instance, a Tyree Wilson in there at defensive tackle? Just, you know, your NASCAR package. You go fast on the ass. Throw Tillery and fucking Tyree Wilson at DT. And you put Chandler Jones and Max Crosby on your ends. Especially on them third and longs. Shit, where they got to hold the ball a little bit longer in the pocket to let guys get to their spots for first downs. Bruh. There's a lot they can do with. That's what depth allows you to do. Depth allows you to open up your playbook a little bit more deeper than what allowed you the year before, because you didn't quite have the pieces. And I know the defense lacked at that particular area was the depth and not having top quality pieces to fit in those spots that were open at every level. But now addressing it in free agency in the draft, I'm like, okay. Now, let's see how they play together. That's the only thing. Fuck individually. We know they're measurables. Oh, he's this tall, he's that fast. But how do they play together? Can they develop a chemistry where now when they start out there playing, they're like, man, them motherfuckers is really, they flying to the ball, bruh. That's all you want. Whoever has the ball, I want to see 5 helmets on that ass. Swarming to it. Make sure they're down. Because you know motherfuckers now, they get behind a player and push them an extra 3, 4, 5 yards. I want you to get there before their players get there to help push his ass. Get his ass down. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, hey, we're getting real close. To me, optimism is in the air. Why not be optimistic? To not be optimistic is saying that every move the Raiders made sucked ass. And I think you suck ass for thinking that. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, just looking at it, you like, well, okay. Now everybody's warming up to Mayer. They're warming up against with Tyree, with Tucker, your O'Connell. You're warming up to these guys. Bennett, Smith, Young. You're warming up to these guys. You know what I mean? So let's just see what happens. That's all I say. Let's see how quick can they develop? How quick can they develop a chemistry, a bond? That's all I want to know. How fast can they do this? Because the faster they do it, the more games we can win. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, shout out to each and every one of y'all, man. I appreciate you guys for pulling on up and hanging out with your boy, man, as we do every morning. Tomorrow, you know, it's the same Raider time, same Raider channel. It's the Good Morning Raider Nation live podcast right here on Raiders Allegiance. To you new people here who have not done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, man. If you want to leave a comment, share the video, hit the notification bell, feel free because it is free. Doesn't cost a dime. So if you guys would love to do that, man, I appreciate it. We are 2 subscriptions away from being at 1,200, and we are still growing because of you guys. And like I say, without you, there's no me, and without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation, and that's the Mickey Ficky Raider Nation. You know what it is, NWA all day. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all the real MVPs of this, and I appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Enjoy your hump day. Don't go humping around without protection. You too, Stan. Keep your dick in your pants. I ain't got a dick. I got a penis. Same shit. Shout out to everybody, man. Hey, Stan will be here this weekend. He's doing shows at the comedy club called the Dirty Lunatic Comedy Club. Y'all pull on up, man. I'm out this. I'm itching. Itch.